And good evening, everybody out there in All American Kayak Series country. Welcome to this very special live edition here. Our normal podcast runs every 2 weeks right now, just on Tuesday nights till the tournament season kicks off. But we're going to be doing some special deals like this anytime we have an opportunity to speak with individuals, and also to let you know of super cool event news. Josh, Troy, and I are working behind the scenes very hard putting this season together for you, man. It's going to be a blast this year. These events are coming together with lots of support from industry names, lots of support from the local communities. The 2024 All-American Kayak Series is going to be a blast at every one of the events we go to. And we got some cool news we'll be dropping on, all that good stuff, plus some extra things that we're going to be able to give you guys and gals out there that are going to be joining us. But to the business at hand here, we have an opportunity to speak with one individual, and people throw these terms around, like game changer, this and that, blah, 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 blah. But folks, I mean, hands down, I'll debate this with anybody till I'm blue in the face. There's very few people in our industry that have revolutionized the kayak tournament scene the way this guy has, with his software and the team of people he has brought around him to make this happen. And so with that being said, let's bring onto the show here Mr. Dwayne Walley. What's happening, boss?
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Man, I meant every word is said there, with the fact that, dude, TourneyX has what it's done for our sport single-handedly. And I shouldn't say single-handedly, because you talk about this quite a bit. It's been a lot of people with input, but you've been the guy at the helm, man. And if there's a problem, you're the guy they blame. So when when the good's kicking, you're the guy that should get that as well.
That I always say it's a double-edged sword, man. I have my good days and my bad days. The good days are when I hear from people all the time, right? But the good days are when I hear nothing. Okay, the bad days are when I hear everything.
That's right.
But I appreciate the intro. I'll tell you, it gives me goosebumps to hear you speak highly of us, and I appreciate that. It just makes me feel really good inside. It really does, man. I appreciate that, Gene, so much. We have worked our tails off. I called you today, and I want everybody to know I called you about an hour and a half ago, and I said, Gene, I'm not sure I'm going to make it. And I told you the reasons, and most people know I do work a day job. I'm a maintenance electrician. I work a 6 to 2:30 Monday through Friday, and when plant goes down, we pulled 16 hours yesterday, and we pulled about 12 or 13 today. And I called you today, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make it, because I didn't know when they were going to let us out.
Right.
Luckily, they said, go home, get some rest. We'll attack it again tomorrow. But I do that day job because insurance and benefits and things like that. We all know that. That's one of the things that we all need in our lives. It's comfort. It's that comfort, that takes care of us. And so, yes, TourneyX is doing fine. We're enjoying what we're doing at TourneyX. We have fun with it, but I do still work a day job. And,
dude, and that to me is, we can all appreciate that, because there's very few of us in this industry that do this, full time. There's so many people out there, we're close to it over here, but my number one is obviously the nonprofit work. That's what I spend the majority of my time, is figuring out ways to keep this nonprofit moving. The other side of it is I would now work with, the All-American, and do the podcast stuff, and we're, keeping that going. So it's, to me, that's what really stamps it home, brother, is that you're handling, everyday life, and you're revolutionizing the way and keeping us moving out there in the tournament business. For many years, I got it from just, the angler side. And I can tell you, I'm an old guy coming over from the boat side. And so when I was looking all this stuff up, I saw some other named apps out there. and I was not impressed. I was, 23 years in the IT industry. I've cut my teeth, dealing with, a lot of program management, project management. And so I'm looking at these things going, who in the hell's, working on this stuff? And then I came across yours and I'm like, all right, okay, we got somebody working on this one here. And so now, being a part of the All-American and getting an opportunity to see the, behind the scenes a little bit of it, it's even more impressive, brother. And we thank you for all your hard work and constant, the thing that, like I said, I really want to stamp home for folks that don't know is the way you never sitting on your laurels, man. You could sit back and let this thing fly, but you're not. Every day, you're listening to people. And you do a great job of letting people kind of voice, some of the craziest crap I've heard out there that they want this app to do. But yet, you listen to it, you take it in, and then the feasible options are implemented, every time we, get a chance to turn around. And that's super cool, man.
That's what makes it should make all industry move is feedback from your customers, right? Okay. Yeah. Let's go back. So I consider everyone friends, right? Because I fish too. I'm a fisherman. I'm a competitive fisherman. I fish here in Mississippi against some of my great friends, and because I want to be in the mix. I love to fish. I love to do that. I love to hunt. But the feedback that I get from the people, that's what makes this thing move. Okay, if I didn't get feedback and I didn't get people pushing my buttons and saying, "Hey, can you do this? Can you do that?" that we have to, and like you said, you have to see what's feasible, what the best return on investment is. I mean, some things just are, I can't do everything. I can't, and I don't have time to do everything. But, man, I tell you, in just a minute ago, I was talking about customers. Well, yes, anglers are my customers. Directors are my customers. If you were to get to the nitty gritty, but they're also my friends. Okay. Look, that Josh Booth guy over there, that guy over there, he calls me and messages me all the time, and I'm thankful for that. Okay, he thinks he's bothering me, but he's not. Okay, because if I didn't hear from him, I'd be worried that did I lose a friend? Did I do something wrong? So Josh, anytime, anywhere, you give me a shout. Okay, that's what it's all about. I want these directors to Now there's times where you got to understand this. We all have our limits where it says, okay, I'm not going to answer you because I got too many things on my plate.
Yep.
But just give me a second and I'll get back with you. But I'm here. I'm going to do my best. That's just me. I mean, I'm going to be 110% everything I do.
Dude, you've been intricate with the All-American Kayak Series in partnering with us and helping us evolve. And, Josh is definitely, I mean, obviously anybody that knows him knows that Josh has been around the block. He knows what he's doing with these series, and he's been, at the heart of, some really cool, game changers himself, with different things, and trying to bring into a national, level. And that's so cool that, having the support of TourneyX, us working together like that to basically better the whole thing, continue to push integrity, and keep the competitive fields, solid, man, and a solid, platform for us to use, man. It's critical, because the moment you lose that, man, I don't know if you can get it back. You know what I mean? It's like, yes. I think we see that going on in the industry right now in some sectors, that once you've lost trust, I don't know, I'm not sure how you get it back. That's a rough deal.
You have to be upfront and honest. You have to be honest with people. You have to be. So I have a few directors this year that are brand new coming into TourneyX, right? Or coming on the scene, and they're going to start running tournaments. They all ask me, they say, "Hey, how do I get started in this? What do I need to do?" And that's the first thing I tell them is keep it simple.
Yeah.
I said, don't overcomplicate it. I said, if you overcomplicate it and you put too many twists on it, I get it. We want to do all those things. We want to stand out. But utmost and the foremost, the first thing we need to make sure of is that we take care of our customers, take care of our anglers, and make sure it's easy, it's straightforward. Let's start that mountain, that travel, that path, okay?
Right.
Because what people will do is they'll start that path, and just as soon as they get started, they start branching out to 10 different directions. Well, to me personally, that's a wrong move, okay? I say go down that first path for a while. Okay. You need to bring your anglers in. You need to build your audience. You need to take care of those audience. You need to make sure that they respect you, make sure that they know you're legit. All those things need to happen. Then you as the director need to get feedback from those anglers to what they want.
Yep.
Don't push it on them. I think you need to listen to what the anglers want. If the anglers want to do a nighttime tournament, then spin one off, but don't. I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
it's just you can get things so twisted up and so convoluted in there. Then you start losing these anglers. You really do. So
one of the best pieces of advice when I accepted the job here to come work with the All-American, I knew Josh is our tournament director. He is the lead director here, and as far as I'm concerned, I am a, Padawan down here, just learning the ropes, and I'm going to learn from the master himself. But one of the best pieces of advice I was given from another tournament director that I call a very good friend of mine, Mr. James Strawbridge of the Colorado Kayak Bassmasters. Old Jimmy Straws gave me one of the best pieces of advice that I just, it continues to play out. And that is, be careful. Change is okay, but be careful with too many at one time, and really listen to the anglers that you have out there, because just like you said, man, get that feedback from them. And, that's what's going to lead this stuff here. Hey, there's Mr. Leggett from Orlando.
That's my buddy. Hey, James, how you doing, buddy? I hope you're doing good down there.
Best wishes down there, James.
Absolutely, man. We're thinking about you. So, and the timing of those changes. The timing is key, okay. If it doesn't feel right in your gut, don't do it. Don't just wait. I've had to learn. Knee-jerk reactions will get you in trouble sometimes. Okay. If you have 2 weeks in, James, I believe it's 2 weeks, and you'll be done, right? I hope. So knee-jerk reactions can get you in a lot of trouble. I mean, if let's just, and I'll put this out in a so people can understand this, or what I'm saying is, let's say new tournament director comes on board, and he starts a tournament series, and he starts getting a bunch of feedback from his anglers. Okay. Number one knee-jerk reaction is, let's just make a change.
Right.
No, I mean, this is my opinion. This is Dwayne Walley's opinion. I'm not.
Sure.
I don't run tournaments, but I know a lot of people that do.
Yeah, so, you do.
So, you got to ride the waves. Okay. You got to stay the course. We all talk about this. Rules, for instance, if rules are made, then rules need to stick, whether they're bad rules or good rules, whatever. You need to ride that out until some point in time. We need to make a change, because if we're constantly making changes, this is the line it's going to cause. This is that line. It's going to be like this all the way through. We need to keep it smooth, keep it slow, keep it consistent. And I think everything will work out fine. So just be patient with people, listen to people, try to cater to those people, because what they're going to do is they're going to go out and say, one person is going to tell 5, they're going to tell 10, they're going to tell 20. Before you know it, you're going to have a really good group of people that are fishing with you. So
it's one of the biggest mistakes that I see, people make in our industry. And I've been around, for a hot minute here in the industry. Only a couple of years now on the kayak side of things, which I'm very grateful for, because I love the kayak side of this business, but been around the business for quite some time. And one of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is they think at some point or another, they start thinking that we're so big that, that actions don't matter. But I got to tell you, man, word travels fast out there, and when it's tough to get it out, kind of what we were talking about earlier. But, to your point about sometimes sitting on a decision like that, there was a small stint I did in the financial side of things, and it was one of those pieces of advice you get with stocks. Sometimes cash is a position. And that means what it's referring to is don't buy or sell, just kind of hang tight and just see what's going to unfold with this here. And so
that's in politics. It's in money. It's in fishing. It's in everything. Okay. I could never be a day trader. My goodness. God, I think about that, I've invested my money. I do. And my wife and I have been doing it for years, and we stay the course. I always say, I'm going to change this money, or I'm going to sell, I'm going to buy it. It's like, she keeps me straight, so we bought some good long-term growth funds, and we're just going to roll it out.
Absolutely.
It's no different than anything else. So,
well, dude, speaking about what we were talking about earlier about, how listening to feedback, if you could, I mean, I'm not going to put you on the spot here and think of one or think of the best, but what's been like one of the most outlandish things that you can recall somebody wanted TourneyX to do? Because I mean, if you read through the trolling on Facebook, it is phenomenal. Some of the stuff they think this thing can do. What's one of the more wild ones that you can recall?
Well, it's not the wildest one, but I know that a lot of people want us to do AI judging. Okay, they want to use AI
Oh,
for
AI.
judging, and I'm just going to. I should say never say never, and I'm going to say probably never. But from my personal standpoint, this is Dwayne again. I think that as human beings, we want human beings to look at our fish. We want someone to put their eyes on that fish. We want Josh Booth. We want, yourself to judge those fish as they should be judged. Okay.
Yep.
But here's the thing. We make mistakes as people.
Sure.
Josh makes mistakes. I make mistakes. Things happen, and we all have to say, you know what? And don't, if it happens, and I see this happen, where somebody makes a mistake and people just trash you for that mistake you made, right? Well, it's an honest mistake, or it's your viewpoint, or you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Maybe that fish didn't look right. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that's probably one of the ones that's just that people have asked for. There's tons of others. I try to accommodate as much as we can. I know that Josh wants some certain type of tournaments, and I'm still trying to figure that out, but nothing outlandish or anything like that. But
right.
I know some of the things that we've seen in the past, man, and it just, I'm more of the one that's the things that we've been through. I mean, the cheating scandals and oh my gosh, man, we could talk about that all night. But yeah, we've had those, the cut tails and the cut boards and the it's amazing. But here's the end result. We keep the people in check.
Yep.
They're going to get caught.
That's the thing. It's like, you're not going to get away with it. All right. Eventually there's enough check and balance built into the system now that you don't have to just beat one thing, right? I mean, there's so many different eyes that are going to come across this. You said something the other night on KBN that I absolutely loved, or the last time you were on KBN there. And that is the fact that these pictures are out there for anyone and everyone to see, man.
It's like, you to go look at them.
Exactly.
I'm not saying hold your directors accountable. If you see something that's not right, just don't bash them on Facebook. Just call them up. Okay.
Right.
It's easy. It's simple. If I see something, I'll call the director myself and say, hey, what's up with this? Can we, fix this, or is it? Give me your opinion. That's what's so good about the community is right now is we've got our we have a couple of Facebook groups. We have a tournament director Facebook group, and we're all the time having directors post things in there asking, what would you do with this fish? And this is a learning process. We're all learning every freaking day. Okay. Yep. So when the fish doesn't look right, or everybody has their own opinion, we talked about that. So they'll push it out there and they'll say, give me your opinion. And man, these directors are really, James Strawbridge, all those guys, they're going to queue up, they're going to hop in, they're going to give them their opinions. You might not like their opinion. And guess what? You may learn from their opinion. And then the next time around, you learn from it and you move on. So,
I've seen this there was a most recent one that was just in there, and I've seen this from the All-American side, and it's from I'm not gonna say who it is, but it's a guy that I know really well. But orientation, making sure that fish belly is facing the angler belly. I got to tell you, man, that has got to be one of the hardest things for me, because it really does change the angle of how you're looking at stuff, And so it's like, I have to take, I haven't judged any of the All-American stuff, nor will I be judging the All-American stuff. Josh will be handling that. I'm just the talking head. But I have had a chance to see the pictures, and I have had a chance to judge some at the local level here during an event that I couldn't fish. And yeah, that orientation is a big deal. Really getting over top and shooting straight down. That really helps with making it nice and slick, right? Right. How often do you see that perspective where people kind of have them turned a little bit or whatever because of the way the catchboard sits in the kayak?
I don't see it as much as I used to. I
gotcha.
think there are a few anglers that like to lay their fish in the trough, long ways down in that belly of that boat. And I get it because it keeps the fish more secure for them. But I think I used to see a lot back in the day, in the beginning of TourneyX. I judged thousands and thousands of fish for KBF, and I saw that a lot. Right? Was it right or wrong? No, I didn't ding them for that, because if you rotate, you take that and you rotate it, they are in the correct direction. Okay.
Yep.
So we tell them fish, what I'm saying, their orientation. So,
yep.
So anyway, we didn't deny them or disqualify them for that. We just would ask them and say, okay, if you don't mind, can you at least put it across your lap or put it across the bottom of the boat? So what I push right now when directors come online, I get a lot of questions about how do you do this? How do you do that? And I like to talk through the whole process with these new directors. And two things I tell them: don't use a folding board, use a static flat board. I don't care if you use a hog trough. I don't care if you use catch. It doesn't matter to me what you use. There's industry standards out there where people like metal boards or like plastic boards or whatever. That's fine.
Right. I
said, but just get a standard board and standardize that. Standardize the direction, which typically is, like we have it. Keep it simple and don't overcomplicate it. Those are just some things that I like to, the advice I give these new directors. Because, man, they go, oh, that was easy. I have so many directors call me up and they say, that was the easiest thing we ever did. When they run the tournament, they judge the fish, they get everything done. They're like, wow, this is cool. So, and we've been doing it. People have been doing it for 10 years now, and so
no, I got my chance to judge an event last year and see that side of TourneyX, and it was very intuitive. It wasn't clunky. It was easy, seamless for me when I had questions on a couple, because there were several that I had to deny from an angler that forgot to put their identifier code in the pictures. But I was able to really manipulate the picture well. See how it laid out, as far as on the screen and such. And so, it was very slick, what came through that. We got a question that come in here from a man, Mr. Matt Collins out of Colorado here. He says, what's the most requested feature for TourneyX? And showing some love as well.
Probably, there are several, Matt. Hey, Matt, how you doing, buddy? There are several, requests. Okay, and a couple of them are voice activated taking photos. They want to take photos. That's right. One.
I heard Ryan asking for that the other night. Yeah.
or they want it when you orientate it, you can just snap like a use volume button to snap. Those are things that we're going to do. So just so everybody knows, hopefully March 1st we'll have a release of our new app. It's not a new app. It's going to be newly written code app. So nice. What happened last year, the current app that we've had for the past 5 years, some of the code is, for lack of a better word, is being left behind. Okay.
Yep.
So, and it generally does about 4 to 6 years, you start seeing some things that have to be changed. I'll tell you, man, from day one when I built this app, which back, it's been 9 years ago, or well, no, 9 years, about 7 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, I was kicking and screaming going into the app business. I did not want it, did not need it. I said, we can just submit through the website. But a lot of people pushed and pushed and pushed. And this is just like when they ask, we talk, they wanted an app. So I gave them an app. So now here we are, we're on our third iteration of the app code. This one is going to be, I just got an update today. I loaded it on my phone and it is so smooth, so fast. We're not changing a lot. You already know muscle memory is key. Okay. So you know where the buttons are. The buttons are going to be in the same spot. They're going to look a little different, but they're going to be in the same exact spot. We're adding a few more buttons to make things a couple of shortcuts. We're listening to what folks want, like on the messaging where you can delete all messages. You don't have to keep them all on your phone. So we're trying to trim the fat and fix some of the problems or fix some of those things that people are asking for. That's what we're doing.
Dude, we feel you on that at the All-American. That's exactly what we're doing for this year. It's going to look just a little different, A lot of similar what you know, but we're getting rid of some things that were gristle.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
we're adding the goods back in. So yeah, we
Yeah.
feel you there, 100%.
Yeah, I talked to James the other day, and James said, I mean, not James, but Josh said that they were changing the format from was it from Friday Saturday to Saturday Sunday,
Yeah,
correct?
we're going back to Saturday Sunday. Yep,
I think
yep.
that's a great move. It really is. I think that even though it puts people on Sunday going home, but or what have you, or however they got to drive, and I get that. I mean, I'm a fan of everybody's family right now, so you want to get back home to your family. But I think that Friday was tough. And I think that Saturday Sunday is going to be excellent. I think you're going to see a huge increase in participation.
And that was the thing. We did this for the purpose last year. For that purpose, it was to try to help out with schedules. But unfortunately, the people that it really helped were not as many as we thought it would end up planning to be. So that's why, yeah, we just came back with the new change up where we're going to be closing the day off at 12 o'clock on Sundays. That accomplishes what it is we wanted, which was to help the guy that's got to clock back in, man, on Monday morning. We want to give him an opportunity to come to the awards at 2 o'clock, do some networking, hang out with some guys and gals, and then get back on the road and get home in time. So that was the whole purpose that we're trying to honor with that piece there.
It's awesome, man.
We
Yeah,
got
it's gonna be great. Yeah,
Josh put out a long one here. As an angler, I really like the map and track stats feature in TourneyX. Stats also create a way anglers can show potential sponsors what they've accomplished. That's very, very true.
So what we want to do, Josh and others, we're honestly, I'm starting to. So this, like I said, this last app we had, it was kind of, and honestly, the very first app we had, it kind of crashed on us in a bad point in our beginning of our history. Okay,
Right.
and so we had to hurry up and rewrite the app. So that's the one we just had for the past 4 or 5 years. That's where we've been. This one that we're writing now is being written in React Native, and so it's a lot better code, a lot smoother, faster, and I think this is something that we can take and start growing other things in. I want to add in building teams in the new app. I want to not in this release, but I want to be able to build teams in the apps. I want to be able to show the stats in the app. I want to be able to allow the public to come in and be part of the app.
Perfect.
So that you can just, as an angler, you can just say, hey, go grab the app and join and go into the fan section and find me and follow me. See how easy that is? And so they go in and follow Dwayne Walley, or they follow Josh, they follow Gene, whatever. And so the idea is we're going to have a switch at the top. I know some of you saw those screenshots we did. If you switch to the left, you're going to get one set of eight buttons. If you switch to the right, which is public or fans, you'll get another set of 6 to 8 buttons. Okay. They'll be different. They'll do other things. They're going to be a follow me button or something like that, or there's going to be tournaments. And so my idea is that if you follow somebody like Josh or me or whoever, then if I'm fishing 5 tournaments, it's going to show all 5 tournaments in a list. And it's going to say Dwayne Walley is currently in first place in this tournament. Boom. It's just going to show you a real short snippet about where I'm at. Because that's really all that person wants to know. How are you doing in that tournament? So let's just show just a little snapshot of what he's doing. Okay.
Well, and in the generation of Linktree and those type of things, it'd be really, it's pretty helpful for the digital creators out there that they can link right to their TourneyX profile, put that stuff up there. It certainly does help with that piece.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Helps our little grassroots sport continue to grow.
Yeah. I'll tell you, this year has been there's been a boom in new directors and even existing directors. Everybody's getting on board really quick this year. They started earlier in the last part of last year than they had this year, and there was already schedules out. Everybody was popping schedules in November. It was just really cool to see everybody being so efficient. Which is really nice. So.
Well, and it's going to, I think it's just, if we're smart as an industry, and I say this including myself in here, because every day I have to remind myself, we have to fight, in my opinion, we got to fight that urge to try to be like the boat side. Okay. Because take it from somebody who's been on the boat side. They got their own laundry over there. Okay. They got their own trash that they got to take out. we're different from that, and that's cool. We should be okay with being different from the boat side of things. I'm not saying better, I'm not saying worse. I'm just saying we're different, and we should celebrate that difference in there and live in our own skin, man. That's really what I'm hoping that the kayak side should, really grows itself,
right,
and doesn't try to mimic too many other areas over there, because I'll tell you, my personal opinion, that shit's broke over there right now. From the elites to the grassroots, man, that side is nothing but money out the door to the angler.
Well, I think that we hey, I know we're not perfect. We're not perfect. They're not perfect. Okay. There's no we and they, it's all of us. Okay.
Right.
Whether you look at it or not, it's we're all in this together, right? Whether you're a bass boater, you're a kayaker, whatever.
Yep.
I think that kayakers are more efficient. They're more optimized. I think they're more
through necessity.
They're cautious. Well, yeah, they're more cautious with their money. Okay. They're going to spend money on just what they need. They're going to buy into the tournaments that they want to buy into. And that's fine. That's fine. We're not weird. We're just because I left like you did. I wasn't really in the bass boat industry, but I did have a bass boat and I fished a bunch of tournaments. But and I quit while we were raising our kid. And once he was grown, I decided to get back into fishing, and this plastic boat thing came along. I was like, what the hell is this? So, but I get it. We want to spend our money wisely. It's just where we're wrapped, where we're wound up. So,
sure.
Like us or not, we ain't going nowhere, so.
Agreed. So we got a pretty, this was been a hot topic. I don't know who this is because they haven't given StreamYard permission on Facebook. So it come up as Facebook user, but they're bringing up a topic here. And I've got a lot of different opinions on this whole thing. Number one, this is a fantastic move. And I believe if I heard right, it's 3 days, right? 3 days once the event is concluded. 5. Is it 5 days?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 days once it's concluded, all mapping goes basically dark.
Yeah.
It's not deleted. Very important to keep your database integrity by not deleting it, which is fantastic.
Right.
But yeah. And so now, but if it's needed because of a challenge or a submission or something along there, if it's needed, it can be called back and they can look at it. So that's a super, super cool deal.
I'm going to catch flack about it, I guess, and that's okay. I'm sorry, guys, but I think just bear with me on this, because I'm trying to think of the words. Respect. I think there's respect that we need to give the anglers, and there's also anglers to give the directors. Okay.
Yep.
So
yep.
They pointing fingers saying, well, he stole my spots, or he showed up at this spot because of whatever. Okay. So if it happens, it happens. That's something that you guys need to take care of on your level. Okay. That is an organizational problem. That's not
100% agree, brother.
Problem, and it's not Josh's problem, and it's not my problem. However, I'm only trying to help smooth water. Okay, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. And so it was, and I came up with the idea. I did this. I'm hearing it from everyone, guys. You understand? I have to hear it from different people, and I heard this that. Well, he said, she said, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I get that. And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't I do this in the beginning? Why didn't I just turn off the locations in the beginning when I started TourneyX 9 years ago? Then there wouldn't have been anything said. I'm not taking anything away from the directors. I think I'm just trying to assure the anglers that their information is tucked away. And if it's needed for a reason, like I said, I'll pop it back on. And I'm sorry if this caused any inconvenience for you guys. I really am.
I don't think it is whatsoever. I think 5 days is plenty good. The fact that we can make sure that the fish is caught inbounds. If you're talking about small ponds and you're talking about lakes that are, a couple thousand acres or whatever, it's not really a big deal. Like our Colorado waters out here, you can't go, 12 miles up a stream or whatever. And it's not really a major concern there, but I will say, and I'll go ahead and throw this out there, just my personal opinion on this, nobody else. Dude, I'm not fishing in a tournament if I don't trust that director. Okay, that's just my opinion as an angler. If I get in and I look at this director and I've got suspect thoughts about this person's integrity, I'm not handing my money over because there's 19 other tournaments I can go get in of guys that I trust, and maybe that's the old guy in me or not. But personally, if you really suspect a director or part of the staff is doing something that is shady like that, then dude, I would flat out suggest get out and go someplace where you have more trust with that, because there's a lot of other options out there, so, but I think this is a fantastic move on your part, TourneyX's part, to at least, hey, here it is, this, so there's no archive data, running back around, that people are going to grab and pull up on you. So don't sweat that. But yeah, you're right, man. This is that's an issue that should be dealt with at a management level. Got another. This is super cool to see here. Cali boat guys have adopted TourneyX platform and are running with it.
I want to know who this person is because I want to talk to him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
put your name in there, Facebook user. We don't know who you are.
Whoever just said the thing about the Cali boats, because that is awesome to see.
Yes.
I think more and more boat tournaments go into that catch photo release, baby. That would be awesome.
I want to go back to the director thing you were talking about earlier about the just a minute ago we were talking about that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I have, people don't know this, I don't let just anyone come into TourneyX as a director. On top of my work, my day job, on top of my TourneyX job, I'm answering emails every day when people request to be a director on TourneyX. If they look legit, I'll call them. And people go, man, why are you calling me? I said, well, that's what I do. I will pick the phone up and call you, and we'll have a discussion, because I want to know who you are. I want to know what you're all about. I want to know where you're having the tournament at. I want to know some of those things, because I think it's great to have that camaraderie. I think it's great to have that respect. I think it's great to show that I have skin in the game for you, you have for me, right? I think that you're in it to take care of your anglers, because you're reaching out to me to become a director. So I want you to feel at home. That's the key. And so there's sometimes I pick the phone up and call, and we have conversations, and some guys just love it. I mean, they have a great time. We visit, we end up becoming good friends. He has my number, I have his number, and we go on. However, I have these tournament directors that come on and they sign up, and sometimes they flop.
Right.
And it's the ones you talk about that don't do a very good job and don't stay very long. And so we have about 1,450 to 1,500 directors on TourneyX, just so you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tournaments going on out there, man.
Crazy. We do between 4,000 and 5,000 tournaments a year on TourneyX. That's what we host.
What kind of, if you had to speculate, what kind of percentage of that is bass compared to?
It's 90%.
90% bass.
Some in that area. Yeah, it's a high percentage. Yeah.
Nice.
We're in 8 countries, 8 or 9 countries. Mexico's coming on pretty hard right now. I've got a guy that I WhatsApp with, whatever it's called.
I was gonna say, look at you, Snapchatting it, huh, Dwayne?
No.
Dang.
No, we do the WhatsApp thing. So, so I talk with him about every 3 days, and he called me. He messaged me this morning and said, he said, hey, man, he says, I'm talking to the 2025, the federation that's down that way, that they're talking about maybe moving into using an app as well, and he's hoping to be able to help us out on that deal too. So, man, it's a great support system down there. It's just no different than living in the U.S., man. They've got retail stores down there, and those retail stores are actually hosting tournaments, and we're helping them grow, and it's putting people in their stores, and it's just a circle, man. It's a circle of life, and I love it. So,
one of the coolest things that I saw, and I can't remember where he was at. I think he was at the MPAA conference, but old G-Man was here doing a deal, and one of the things that I loved him talking about was one of the coolest things about angling, competitive fishing. It don't care where you came from. It doesn't care. That fish doesn't care what socioeconomic class you're in. Doesn't care who you voted for. Doesn't care what you want to call yourself or look like or do this or do that. That fish doesn't care. At the end of the day, this sport has an ability of bringing so many people from so many different walks of life. And now you're, shown on an international level as well. And it has a way of just joining us all together on a common love, man. And that is of the outdoors and of fishing and chasing these things around with, a brain that big, and it still outsmarts us half the time. I mean, we spend thousands of dollars to catch something that, can't remember something past 15 minutes or whatever.
Right. Yeah. They'll eat right next. They'll eat again as soon as you release them, man. Those, I swear, the dumbest things I've ever seen. But anyway, it's a lot of fun.
It's cool to see you bridging that and taking that international, brother. That's awesome.
But it's not just fishing. Okay. We're not just out there to fish. We're out there to build relationships.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do, and sometimes we don't. And sometimes we're so dang hard headed we don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And it happens. People just don't get along. I get that, but I've met some of the greatest people I ever met through this business, and I love it.
Same.
I wish I could just cut the cord from the day job and do this full time, and maybe I can in a year or so. I don't know. If things go well, maybe we can do that. But for now, I'm gonna work 2 jobs, and actually I work 3, by the way. But I work the 2, and we'll see what happens. But man, I got some of the best friends out there. It's just phenomenal.
Dude, we are 100% as anglers and as tournaments and as fans and just fellow enthusiasts of the outdoors. We are very thankful for your work, man, that you do. I know some of these days I could tell, brother, when you called me today, I could tell that work was getting. That's why I said, don't worry about us. We'll figure out something. We got cool news to share. So we'll cover on this end. You just take care of, doing what you got to do, but we appreciate it, man. That's, you're cutting a path and blazing a path for a lot of us out there to go out and do some stuff we love, man. And that's,
I love
doing it with TourneyX.
I want everybody to know that I carry a lot of things on my shoulders. Okay. I really do. I care about folks. When they call me, people say, man, you didn't have to call me back that quick. I said, yeah, but if I don't and I forget about you, then I'm going to feel bad. So I try to return the calls immediately. When you call me, you can ask Josh. When he messages me, he says, no rush. And I just do it right then. And he's like, dang, man, I told you no rush, but I'm going to do that.
He's 100% right there. We would not be where we're at in this sport today without you, brother, and without TourneyX, that platform, man. It is
well, it's ours. It's mine. It's ours. We're you guys are helping fund it. Okay. I want you to know that you're funding this program because A, I don't have venture capitalists. B, I don't have a partner. Well, I do. She's in the other room. But right. That's how it is. Okay. I want to always own this company, right? I always want to take care of the people that I care about. And you need me, you call me. You need me, you message me. However you got to do it, doesn't matter. I'll do my dangest to answer all calls. Okay.
Let's see what here we got. Again, folks, if you're watching this here, you got to give Facebook permission, or give StreamYard permission to be brought up on Facebook there. Right when you click in, there'll be some instructions exactly how to do that. When you do that, we can see who you are when you actually post. Otherwise, it just comes up like this as Facebook user. But what TourneyX is the best platform out there, hands down. I'm naive, but still don't understand the need to shut down standings the last hour, especially for those watching from the couch. Bonafide reason kills me when I'm watching. I can tell you from one side of the game is that it builds some excitement towards the end. It's not a necessity. You don't have to.
No.
That's a director's choice.
It's a director's choice. That's right. Director's choice to do that. We've talked about, and I think we might have even implemented, or we're going to implement it, or we're thinking about it. One of the big things is, so I know you're sitting at home watching the tournament, the leaderboards and all that. You get that, right? But put yourself in the angler's shoes. They're out there. Put yourself in the angler's boat, and you're out there fishing. Okay? And think about this, okay? I've done it. If you haven't done it, you're not fishing. If you're competitive and you haven't done it, you're missing out. But if you're fishing out there on the water and you're having a bad day, okay, you're just sucking today. Because if you hadn't sucked,
you haven't been fishing long.
No,
exactly.
So you pick the phone up, right, and you open up the leaderboard, and you want to look and see where the person is, like midday, because your day is sucking.
Yep.
Right? And you go, dang, I saw him just a little while ago. He was right over there. Just think about it. Just let that go through your head a minute. Okay.
Yep.
I just saw him. He was over there and he's in first place. Now, how much, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
How much pull, how much pride is it that you don't take a ride over there and see him? You know
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like, I want to go over there and, see what he's doing right, because I'm evidently doing it wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, and when you get towards the end of the day, people sometimes sandbag. It's not against rules unless people make it against rules. But anyway, I guess where I'm going with that is that there's reasons they turn them off. They turn them to build excitement. Okay. Yep. I get that. It builds excitement even with the public at home. Okay. Because they don't know where they're going to land. So they want you to come back and check. They want you to come back and look when it's all said and done. Some of our biggest inrushes has been at the end of the Hobie events. You should see it. Like, I watch my CPU rate. It does like this during the day, and it goes up and up and up and up and up. And when the leaderboard's turned off, it goes ploop. It just drops down to nothing, right? And then 2 hours later, it goes, whoosh, it goes straight up, because like everybody wants to see the winners. It's cool. But what's up, James?
Sandbagging is king. You suck, Jim.
Just talked to him a couple of days ago. We had a conversation.
Yeah.
But I hope what I was talking about makes sense. But yeah,
100%.
It is up to the director. He doesn't have to. I think he does it to build the excitement, and we're sorry that if we turned it off for the anglers and didn't turn it off for the public, which we could do that, right? We could leave the public on, but I think that somehow or another those anglers would call and say, "Hey, who's in what?" They're still going to find out. So I think I don't know which is the right way to handle that. Right. I
tell you, I think the best way is that if somebody's doing that in a tournament and you're not, voice it to the tournament director, let them know and see what they say, see what their response is. For me, what's going to be super exciting, like with our new format, the way we're going 10 fish over 2 days, where the only requirement we have is that any fish that you caught on day one has to be submitted through day one. We're not going to allow someone to sandbag their day one fish and submit it on day two. But the cool thing is let's say you had a sucky day one, but day two, you went out and landed on a whole bee's nest of them out there. So when we do go black, for however amount of time we decide that we're going to go black on the scoreboard, literally, man, we could be talking about somebody's all of a sudden going to be vaulted into the rankings that you had no idea of. So there's going to be a ton of excitement here down. And quite frankly, it's, it helps with the fact that we want people at these awards banquets, man. We want them showing up there because we're going to give away prizes. This is where we can get, our gear in the angler's hands. We get a chance to know people and network. And share some food and have some drink and, throw some money around. It's going to be a ton of fun. And that's, for us, I know it's going to build a ton of excitement towards the end of the day when we go dark.
So when is your first tournament? Do you have it?
Yeah. We're, it's, going to be at the beginning of April. I believe it's 6th and 7th. I have to double check that. 5th or 6th, 6th and 7th. We're going to be at Lake of the Ozarks with Eco Fishing Shop's going to be the sponsor for that event. Yeah. We're going to be right there at Eco Fishing Shop at their where we're going to have the awards ceremony. I saw Travis was in here before. What's up, Travis? So yeah, we're going to be there working with those guys for that event. We got some cool stuff lined up there. And Lake of the Ozarks should be a lot of fun beginning of April.
So what's this thing that Josh invited me to come up maybe one day? So I want to know more about this. What I'm asking you questions now because I want to know more about it. So
that's right.
There's a tournament that he invited me to come up for, and they're talking about having a veterans memorial.
Oh,
I think that's the one. So what's up with that?
So what we're talking about there is the one of the biggest events in the entire Midwest of the U.S., which is the All-American Kayak Classic. That's separate from our series. The All-American Kayak Classic will be at Lake Truman, Clinton, Missouri. And yeah, you just kind of dropped some cool stuff. We haven't 100. That's okay. It's okay. We'll give a little teaser for those folks that are watching in live, man. We'll give a little teaser here. We are in the process of getting the paperwork finalized with the city of Clinton right now. We are going to be, the Romans Warrior Foundation is going to be bringing the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance. It is the only mobile monument in the United States dedicated to the Global War on Terror. It's a 120-foot long wall. We're going to be setting it up right in the parking lot of the Benson Convention Center there. It's going to be on display for both the days. That's the 3rd and 4th in May. Yeah, man, Romans Warrior Foundation is going to be on hand working with the All-American. There's going to be a lot of promotion for this thing. Everhart's is the sponsor for that. It's going to be an event. This year's Classic's going to be one for the books, man.
Wow.
Going to give away a ton of money, have a ton of good stuff going on there. And
what date is that, if you don't mind?
May 3rd, May 4th. That's right, Josh.
All right,
Boom.
Josh. I'm sorry, bro. I did not. You should.
That's okay.
Don't say anything.
That's all right.
Sorry.
No, man, we're in people. I mean, they heard me say it.
Yeah, I'm actually excited. I'm excited he had invited me. I'm not sure I'll make it. I'm trying to make plans. It's only about a 9-hour drive for me. I've never been to Missouri. Never been up that area. Never been anywhere up that way. So,
dude, you get a hold of me. We got you. Yes, we would be honored to have you come up to the Classic, brother. That would be a phenomenal deal. You got to come. You know, I know there's several of us that'll go in for this. We got steak dinners waiting on you. You come on up here and hang out with the All-American at the Classic, brother. It's going to be a ton of good times and fun. Bucksaw Resort is going to be the host campground and hotel for this event. They're rolling out the red carpet for the All-American in there.
I didn't know that it was going to be there. I might have to put the icing on the cake right there. Said we got an Airbnb for you. I didn't know he was going to be there. Man, it makes me feel good. I may try to sneak up that way. I should figure that out. So
heck yeah.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you and Josh, and you guys just have a great organization, and appreciate all y'all do.
We like you said, man, it takes a village. It takes angler feedback. It's participation is the biggest thing. And then of course, having guys like you, with TourneyX keeping us alive out there. Yeah. Here's for anybody who's interested for the Classic, bucksaw.com, go check them out. They are the host hotel and so forth. So hit those guys up over there. Awesome campground. It's beautiful down there, not too far from Clinton, and good central location so you can kind of get out. Well, listen, brother, we're not going to take up any more of your time. You came right from work, from the emergency stuff, at work to get home. You got dinner cooking right there. So we're going to let you get back to that. Folks at home, those of you who've joined in watching us here, we can't thank you enough for this. This has been fantastic response. Best live show we've done yet, with the most participation. We brought the man in, of course.
Oh,
we're bringing our star power in here.
I put the clothes on the same way you do. I just like you are, brother. I appreciate it. Don't.
It's feel that hat getting a little tight.
No. It will not get tight. It will not.
Well, and that's another reason we love you so much, man, is that keeping tied in with us out there. So again, folks, check out the schedule here. It is going to be a year of years for this. That announcement you just heard tonight, we'll have more information on that coming down, and we've got even more coming to you along that same vein at other events that we're going to. I'm telling you, Kentucky Lake's going to be a big one. There's rumor we might even get Steve-O to come join us up on that one. We'll be right in his backyard up there at Kentucky Lake. So hopefully we can pull Steve Owens up there to come fish with us. We'd love to have that. But yeah, man, it's going to be a lot of good stuff. And I'm sure Josh will be still in your ear and picking through there with all kinds of cool stuff that we come up with that we're trying to do.
Yeah, I know Steve-O is doing a lot of good things for the Bass Kayak series. He is big changes, and we appreciate that, and he's growing it on that side. And I think he's off to a good start. So yeah, you guys need to get him up there to fish with y'all. So good deal. Awesome.
Yeah. I know Bass worked with us. Josh and Steve worked together hand in hand to make sure that schedules, that we weren't walking over each other. That kind of cooperation like that, and that getting that, having that teamwork and camaraderie from other organizations like that is a big deal. We're not here to compete with them. We're here just to be another offering in a different section of the country they're not in. So
that's what it takes, man. Just that coverage. It's good coverage too.
That's right. All right, listen, man. Well, we'll let you get to dinner here, folks at home. We can't thank you enough for the support, for hanging out with us, for all the questions here. It's been super cool. Check out All American Kayak Series. Check out TourneyX Management System. There, it's going to be an amazing year. We love you guys. Tight lines, everybody. Be safe.